Good evening. This is Ed Hurley speaking for the Kraft Foods Company, makers of the world's favorite cheese, who, starting this week, bring you 2 fine plays each week all year long on the Kraft Television Theater. Tonight we present the 333rd play in this series, Keep Our Honor Bright, by George Roy Hill, author of the recent Kraft Television Theater success, My Brother's Keeper.
Oh, Sally, my dear, come in. I've been expecting you.
I'm sorry to be late, Miss Master.
That's quite all right, my dear. You know, I don't even know where that rascal is, and he's supposed to be giving his party, you know, not me. But perhaps you can help me out in there, eh?
Of course.
Thank you. Uh-oh. Well, hello, Ed. Come in, son. Glad you could make it.
Hello, Mr. Matthews. Sally hear you.
Yeah, just came in ahead of you. Right in there, lad.
Oh, thanks. Sally. Hi, Harry.
Hi.
Sally, have you got a minute?
Sure.
Ed, have you seen Matt?
Well, he'll be here in a second.
If you see him before I do, tell him I'm looking for him. It's important. I want to see you, too.
Okay, but later. Oh, come on out here a minute, will you? I've got some news.
Now, what's this all about?
Well, it should be Matt who tells you this, but I can't resist. I've just been over to the dean's office. The final grades are posted.
Oh, Ed.
You got through with everything. Nothing spectacular, but you made it. Everything.
Oh!
Now, can I come out and tell you again?
Oh, Ed, what a relief. I've been worried about this all night. I couldn't think about another thing. Does Matt know?
Well, I saw him on his way over there.
Oh.
I only beat him by a minute.
Oh, I never thought I'd do it. I don't think Matt would have cared if I hadn't made it, but, oh, you'll be so happy now. You know, it isn't that I didn't worry myself. It's just that I am dumb as a...
Don't be silly.
Well, I'm not smart the way you and Matt are smart about ablative cases and square roots and everything. Matt made such a name for himself here. I did want him to be proud of me, too.
He will be. So am I. Sally! I just came from the dean's office.
I know. Ed just told me. Isn't it wonderful?
You told her, you dog. Yet the dogs eat of the crumbs. In everything, Sally, not one thing you were worried about. Oh, yes, I suppose so, I guess. See you both later.
Can you take another piece of news?
Oh, isn't this enough?
Come here. Sit. I had a talk with Dad this morning. He said he's going to take me in as junior partner in the firm right after graduation.
Oh, Matt.
And he's going to give us half the stock I'd have to buy as a wedding present.
How wonderful.
I thought maybe we could sort of announce it formally tonight, and you could show him this. Go on, take it.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
What's the matter? Don't you like it?
Of course I like
Oh, darling.
it. I had to just cry or burst.
Red.
Oh, it's lovely.
Madam, man, I'm sorry to crash in on you like this, but I've got to see you for a minute. Can it wait? Matter of fact, I can't. It's pretty important. Well, I'm afraid it'll have to wait a little while anyway.
Go ahead, darling. I'll wait inside.
Oh, what is it, Harry? I'll get Ed. We've got to get over to Clinton Hall right away.
What for?
A special meeting of the Student Honor Committee. You know Jim Cooper?
Yeah? What about him?
He was caught cheating on the final exams. Hi, guys.
Oh, hi. Hi, fellas. Oh, hi, Matt.
Hello.
I got the minutes of the last meeting right here. Well, we skipped them. Harry, what's this about Jim Cooper?
Ross Kirk reported him for cheating.
Oh, I see. Where are they now?
In the next room.
Oh, we better get them in here.
Ross,
Yeah.
Sit down, Rose.
Jim Cooper.
Stand, Jim. I want this thing around a little bit and find out what happened. We're the honor committee, as you know, Jim. It's up to us to run the school's honor system. You've been reported to us for having cheated in the finals. That's all I know so far. Now, begin at the beginning and find out what the truth is.
Matt, there's no need to go through the whole thing. I cheated. I admit it.
In what?
A biology exam.
How?
3 weeks ago, I lost my assignment sheet. And I was in the mimeographing room looking for an extra one, and I found this bad copy of the final exam that had been thrown away.
Where did you find it?
In the wastebasket.
How did you happen to be looking in the wastebasket?
Like I told you, and I thought it was assignment.
Just decided to rummage around the wastebasket to see what you could turn up, huh?
No, I
All right,
thought it
it
was
doesn't matter
assignment.
where you found it. What did you do with it?
I didn't know what it was at first. And I just started reading it, and by the time I realized what it was, I had read most of it anyway, and, well, I took it with me.
Back to your room?
Yes.
You look at it again?
Yes. As long as I had it.
You show it to anyone else?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure.
Well, look, Jim, if you showed it to anyone else, you're on your honor to tell us who they are.
No, I told you I didn't.
Was it the same exam that we used on the finals?
Yeah, yes, it was.
Jim. Didn't you throw the exam away when you realized what you were reading? And told the instructor? Ever made out a new one for you?
I know. I should have done that. Wait, the thing about it is, I didn't really need to cheat. Well, even if I had flunked my final exam, I'd still had high enough average to get through. I don't know why I did that. It just happened.
Hey, Royce, how'd you happen to find out about it?
On the copy of the examiner's drawer.
What were you doing in his drawer?
I live right next to him, and I happened to be out of cigarettes, so I just naturally...
Go in and swipe one of his.
No! Just borrow one. Well, what the heck? If a guy's out of cigarettes, you just naturally go in and...
Right into his drawer and take one. Or anything else that happens to be lying around that belongs to him. Like that copy of the exam.
Now, wait a minute. Just what are you trying to accuse me
All
of
right,
anyway?
knock it off.
I demand to know.
I said keep quiet. How Ross happened to find it isn't the point.
I think it is.
It's not what we're discussing now. Come on. Jim, isn't there some reason you give us for having cheated? Might explain it a little more? You know what it means, being caught?
Getting expelled?
It happened before, 3 years ago. I wish there was something you could tell us that might give us something to go on.
I wish there were.
Matt, I think we'd better talk this out now among ourselves alone, don't you?
Well, I suggest we wait until tomorrow. I'll adjourn now and sleep on it.
Well, I can't be here tomorrow, Matt. I'd rather decide tonight.
Matter of fact, neither can I, Matt.
Well, you can be here for something as important as this.
Make plans.
Well, break them.
We'd better do it tonight, Matt.
There's nothing really for you guys to think about. If you go by the rules of the honor system, you have no choice. He admits it. What else is there?
All right, Ross. We'll call you if we need you. Jim, wait the next 1 or 2 minutes.
Sure.
I don't like to beg. I don't know that I've ever done it before. But I'm begging now.
Oh, now, look, old man, we don't like this any...
Well, I know I did something that was very wrong. I know that. And I'm not excusing myself for it. But you just can't expel me. See, it isn't just me. My grandfather and my father. They went to school here. And they're coming here from the coast next week for commencement. Please, don't expel me. Please.
That's rough, isn't it? The good Joe. Tell you, I feel sorry for him. Darn sorry.
Matt, may I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Let him take the exam again.
What?
Well, he made a mistake. He knows it. He's had punishment enough right here in this room, having to talk to us that way.
What about the rules? What do we got an honor system for if we don't live up to it?
Well, sure, be sensible, Ed. Why, the honor system's just like any other law. You break it and you have to pay for it. Our whole social structure.
Right now, I'm not interested in our social structure. I'm interested in Jim Cooper in there. I say that he's basically as honest as you or I, and any law that says he should be kicked out now is wrong.
Now, just a minute, Ed. I know how you feel, but you're not making any sense.
Do you want him kicked out, Matt?
It's not what I want personally or what I feel. It's what our job is.
Right. He's got to be punished. Can't you understand that?
No, I can't understand that. And I hope I never will.
How about it, Matt?
Out of the rest of it. How about you, Harry?
I hate like heck to do it, but I can't see any other way. I move we recommend to expel him.
Bill?
Second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Ed, I'm afraid that decides it. I'll speak to the dean the first thing in the morning.
I didn't hear your vote, Matt.
Majority has it.
Just for the record.
I go along with the majority. I'm sorry, Ed. Gotta get Jim.
Jim?
I'm sorry, Jim. The dean doesn't have to go along with our recommendation, but if he does, it'll mean that you won't get your diploma, that's all.
That's all.
No, I mean it will be kept quiet, Jim. We're all here on our honor not to say anything to anyone about it.
My family, they'll know.
Afraid they will. Something else you want to say, Jim?
No. Yes, I don't like to do this. It's the only thing I can think of to make you change your minds. You must change your minds.
What are you talking about?
Well, what if there were others?
Others?
Yeah, who cheated? Would that make any difference?
You said there was no one else.
So I lied. There were others. I know there were others. They used my exam copy. Now, you wouldn't kick the whole lot of us out, would you? Huh?
Look, Jim. If there are others that cheated, you're on your honor to tell us who they are.
No, I'm not. No, you've already decided to expel me. Now, I don't owe you or the honor committee anything. But if you'll promise to let us all take the exams over again, I'll tell you the names.
We can't promise that. The final decision isn't ours.
But, Matt, it's our job to find out who all the cheaters are.
That's right, Matt. I move we accept his condition if he writes down all the names right now.
I second that. Opposed? Motion carried. Now, how about those names?
We'll get to take the exams over again, and we'll get to have a chance to graduate.
You heard us. That was the majority. Come on, quit stalling.
How about it, Matt?
Jim, we can't guarantee you that you won't be expelled, but we will recommend that you all take the exam again. That's all we can do.
Okay, now, how about it?
I don't want, I just want Matt to see these names. I don't want everybody to see them.
We're all the honor committee.
Matt's the chairman.
Oh, now, look, we told you we would...
Tom, that's fair enough. I'd rather not know myself. Matt's knowing good enough for me.
Well, yeah,
Let's go, Tom. I wanted to get back to that party anyway.
All right. You sure you get them all, Matt?
See you back at the party, Matt.
Okay.
I'm glad it worked out like this. This way they'll all get a chance.
Ed, I hope you never become a judge.
Why?
I think you'd open up all the jails.
I might at that.
If we don't get hung up by injuries, I think we have a fair chance at the conference title. Don't you?
The what?
Sally, you weren't listening.
I'm sorry, Ben. I was just thinking of... Oh, excuse me, Ben. Where have you been?
At a meeting.
Darling, you look upset. What's the matter?
Let's sit down.
What happened? What was the meeting about?
The honor committee. One of the students was caught cheating and voted to expel him. And he said that there were others who cheated in biology. First, he gave us a bunch of lies. It's cockeyed.
How do you know, man?
Because I know. I should have knocked him down. That's what I should have done.
It isn't a lie. I wanted so much to get through. I could have made it otherwise. I just could have made it.
We'll be back in a moment with the second act of Keep Our Honor Bright, with an all-star cast headed by Michael Higgins, Joan Potter, Larry Fletcher, and James Dean, and brought to you on the Kraft Television Theater by the Kraft Foods Company, whose good cooks are right now serving up good old macaroni and cheese.
Oh, hi, son.
Hi, Dad.
How's it going, huh?
We continue with the second act of Keep Our Honor Bright by George Roy Hill.
What's the matter? You having trouble?
The last commencement address I'm supposed to give won't come.
Well, can't you give it that broad, straight highway of life treatment? That usually helps. I'm sorry, son. That wasn't very funny. I thought Sally was supposed to be over here tonight.
She is. As soon as she gets through at the library.
Why don't you get her to help you, Matt? She's a smart girl.
Yes, maybe I will.
Uh-oh. That must be her now. I'll leave you two alone. Oh, son, just make sure you spend some of the time working.
A little late. Held up at the library?
2 minutes.
Come on in, sit down. I got a new record yesterday. You haven't heard yet. Brahms' second. Well, you might like to hear it tonight.
Matt, I don't want to listen to music tonight.
It's darn good.
Come here. Sit down. Right here beside me. I think we ought to talk.
What about?
You know what about. Since the other night, you've avoided the subject like the plague. You've almost avoided me. Don't. I can't let it go on like this.
What's there to say? You don't know what's going to happen yet.
Did you tell the dean yet?
I told him everything but the names.
Don, if I'm expelled...
Sally, I wish you wouldn't worry about it.
I just want to know that.
What do you want me to say? That everything's great? You want me to stand up at a wedding and brag about your teeth?
I didn't mean it. I'm just so done. I love you, Sally. Nothing could ever change that. Ever. Hello. Yes, this is Matt Matheson. Who? When? Where's he now? No, I don't know anything about it. I don't care what the note said. No, I haven't any statement to make. All right, you can find out someplace else. I have nothing to say.
Charlie, who is that?
Police reporter.
Please?
Jim Cooper took an overdose of sleeping pills.
Is he all right?
He's all right now. To gum things up, he left a note.
Well, what did he say?
He and a lot of others were caught cheating. Afraid to face his folks.
Poor Jim.
Poor Jim. Sally, you know what this means? I was a police reporter. The newspapers have it now. They'll dig up every last bit of it. Big, fat, public scandal. You can bet on it.
What hospital is he in, Matt?
I don't know. Luke's, I think. Where are you going, Sally?
The hospital?
What for?
To see him. What did you think?
It's Sally.
But what?
Didn't you hear what I said? The newspapers have it now. They'll know he's one of the cheaters.
So?
Well, if you go over there now,
What?
Anyway, you won't be able to see him. It's too late.
I'll wait until I can.
Sally.
Well, just stay a minute.
Thank you. Jim, I told the doctor I might be able to make you feel better. That's the only reason he let me in.
Wish he hadn't.
Jim. You and I are pretty much in the same spot. You will let me talk to you, won't you?
Nothing to talk about.
Yes, there is. You still have a chance to graduate.
Well, maybe. I paid a little too much for that, though. Why'd you come up here?
To see you.
And you don't know.
No. What?
Well, I was the one who gave all those names.
I knew, Jim.
You did? You still came up here?
Shouldn't I?
How about Matt?
What about him?
Well, is everything all right between you and him?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. It'll be all right. And if it isn't, well, maybe it's better to know beforehand.
I knew it. That's the reason, Sally. That's the real reason I tried to... Well, I'm not a cheating, not having to face my parents, but having to face you and all the others. I turned you in because I was afraid. Don't you see? I didn't figure they would turn us all in.
Everyone else would have done just what you did.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Not you. You.
Funny. One thing I did, they said, was honorable. It's the one thing I'm most ashamed of.
Today, all over the world. More details on that when the late reports come in. And now, the domestic view. The nation has been told of a cheating scandal at one of our prominent universities. For on-the-spot reporting, we switch you now to Ken Elliott at Southfield University.
Thank you, Bill Stanley. The eyes of the nation for the past few days has been on this quiet university town of Southfield, where the attempted suicide of one of the students has brought to light another cheating scandal of major proportions. The names of the students have not been made public, but an unofficial estimate is that they number up to 40. A board of men prominent in the community has been appointed by the dean to look into the charges brought by the Student Honor Committee and to reach a decision before next Friday's commencement exercises. Meanwhile, I have some of the undergraduates here. Young man, do you want to step up here? Over this way. What's your name?
William J. Hines.
You're a senior here, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you think ought to be done with the cheating?
Oh, they expelled them. They've already given the school a bad name, and they knew what they were doing when they cheated.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hines. Young lady, you want to step up here? Over this way, that's fine. What's your name?
Marilyn Biggs.
And what do you think they ought to do, Miss Biggs?
Well, I worked very hard here at school, but I failed my final exams, and I don't see why they should let cheaters get their diplomas when they won't give me one. At least I was honest.
Thank you very much, Miss Biggs. Well, one of you young ladies come over here. That's fine. What is it?
Matt? Oh, there you are, son. I've been looking all over for you. Didn't you hear me?
Listening to the news.
Oh. Did I mention our local mess?
Interviewing the students on what they thought ought to be done.
They all gave it the thumbs down treatment, I suppose. Well, the newspapers are certainly having a field day with it, aren't they? Boy, I'm glad it's not my decision to make, I'll tell you that. So, Matt, I haven't seen as much of Sally lately as usual.
I'm pretty busy right now.
Is that it?
Certainly. What else?
Oh, really? Nothing. I was just wondering, that's all. You know, Matt, I've let you pretty much alone all your life to make your own decisions and fight your own battles, and I'm glad I did. But, son, that doesn't mean that I don't want to help, if there is anything between you and Sally.
There's nothing.
Was she one of those who was caught cheating, Matt?
What?
You heard me.
No one knows those who cheated. Not even the dean. Not even the board is going to decide it.
You haven't answered my question. I thought that might be it. Matt, you know, when I was in college, I cribbed. Yeah, I had what we used to call a pony. You know, one of those English translations that you use in Latin classes? Well, several of us used it. Boy, I never could get Latin. Then when the final exam came around, I managed to scribble a couple of notes on my shirt cuff, you know. Not very much because there wasn't very much room on it. But it helped. Are you very shocked?
No, I'm not shocked, I guess. Then I guess a lot of people crib in one way or another when they're in school.
Matt, what if I told you that I got caught? Was brought up before the school board, denied my diploma, and expelled from the college as a cheat.
You weren't, were you?
No, son. I wasn't. But you've answered my question. It is getting caught that makes the difference.
What are you getting at?
Matt, you can't let that happen to her. Sally's a fine girl. You both plan to live here, and this is a very small town. And people here have long memories, son, and wagging tongues.
I'm afraid it'll hurt your business.
No, the business won't be mine for many more years, son. It'll soon be yours.
What are you worrying about, then?
You, Matt, and Sally.
What can I do?
Matt, tell me, how many people actually know that Sally was one of those who cheated?
Dad.
Come on, tell me, how many know?
I know. The guy who gave me the list.
Is that all?
Yes.
Now, what about this boy who gave you Sally's name? Could he be persuaded that he's made a mistake?
Dad, I just couldn't do that.
Why not? Now, son, this is going to matter to you for the rest of your life. And to her. Now, Sally cheated for you because she's in love with you and wanted you to be proud of her, didn't she?
Yeah.
And you're going to stand there and tell me that you can't lift your hand to protect her? Yes, even if you have to cheat a little bit for her?
I couldn't. It wouldn't be fair to all the others.
Ah, but all the others aren't going to be your wife, Matt.
Wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong? Matt, you're soon going out into a tough, hard, competitive world where you're going to have to fight with anything that you can get your hands on. Yes, and fight hard. How do you think I got where I am now? By honor systems? If you love that girl's son, stand up and fight for her. Use whatever methods you have to, but fight, boy. And don't stand there and lecture me about what's right and what's wrong.
Hey, Matt.
I hope I'm not late. I came as soon as I got your message.
That's all right. The board asked me to come over this morning. I thought you should be here as chairman of the student committee.
Dean Wagner, you may come in now, if you will.
Thank you, Matt. Gentlemen, this is Matt Matthewson, chairman of the Student Honor Committee. He has the names of the students whose cases you've been studying. Matt, this is Mr. Langley.
Oh, yes.
And you feel that Mr. Baldwin is...
How do you do, young man?
Mr. Todd.
Sit down.
Hello, Matt.
Wagner.
Thank you.
We're waiting on Harvey Wilson before the actual balloting. He was saying said he'd be along a little later. Meanwhile, we've wondered if perhaps you had a point of view you cared to express beforehand. After all, you do handle these boys and girls every day.
We haven't reached a decision, but considering the stir this has caused around the country, some of us feel we haven't much choice but to expel them.
I see. And yet, most of them are basically honest boys and girls.
We don't deny that, Dean Wagner, but we have no choice. This thing has caught the attention of the entire country. Everyone is waiting for our decision. And students everywhere must be taught that cheating doesn't pay.
I see. And you feel that by expelling them, you will be able to teach them that.
How else can you teach them?
Mr. Langley, you're a highly respected gentleman here in this community.
Thank you.
You have a very fine collection of miniatures, which you show to groups of our students in your home every year.
I'm more than delighted to do it.
And you make an interesting talk about it, including amusing stories about how you managed to smuggle most of your collection through various customs.
That's an altogether different thing. Putting things through customs, particularly foreign customs, it's standard procedure.
It is also dishonest, Mr. Langley.
But that's ridiculous. Everybody does it.
That's just the excuse that most all these kids give, Charlie, that everybody else is doing.
Now, hold on here. What I do is beside the point. My personal dealings are my own business.
They are no longer your own business when you choose to boast of your dishonesty in front of a group of impressionable young college students.
I resent that remark, Dean Wagner.
That's putting it pretty strong.
Oh, cool down, Charlie. You asked for it.
Mr. Stone, you have a son here in college.
That's right.
A short time ago, you gave a dinner party where your son and several of his young friends were in attendance. Now, you told a very funny story about being caught speeding. You said that you put a $5 bill on top of your driver's license when you gave it to the officer, and the officer took the money and didn't arrest you.
Yeah, but what does this prove?
Only that you cheated, Mr. Stone, and bragged about it before your son and other university students. Students whom you now wish to teach that cheating doesn't pay.
Well, I can't believe that a story like that undermined my son's character very much.
Are you sure, Ben? Now remember, none of us know the names of these cheaters, and your son is in the senior class.
My son is not one of the cheaters.
You seem very certain.
Of course I'm certain. He doesn't take biology.
Dean Wagner, let's admit your point. Casting the first stone and all that sort of thing. But these are all relatively petty matters.
Indeed, they are not petty, Mr. Langley. I've only mentioned a couple of instances. I could mention a dozen. Now, multiply this by 1,000 fathers, respected businessmen, padding their expense accounts, overcharging wealthy patients and clients, accepting gifts for influencers, cheating on their income taxes, bribing, chiseling in 100 different ways. And are they ashamed of it, gentlemen? No. No, they either boast of it as playing it smart or excuse it by saying that everybody does it. Now, if you were so anxious to teach them, do so by your own actions, by your daily lives, not by ruining their future.
The Dean's right, Charlie. Of course he's right. You think I like to do this? But he still has offered us no alternative, or perhaps you can suggest that. Perhaps. Why couldn't we just let them go ahead and take part in the graduation exercises next Friday and then take re-exams after commencement?
But that's absurd. Where will the punishment be? Your whole honor system will collapse.
Good heavens, man, be practical. There's a drive for endowments coming up. We'll have to go to prominent alumni for money. And they're watching for the decision we make here today.
Gentlemen, may I say a word here?
Go ahead, Mr. Todd, if you think you can add anything.
I think we've all got hold of the wrong end of the stick. Dean Wagner, just because these men did some dishonest things at one time, it doesn't seem right to me that they have to make a dishonest decision now.
You're being rather blunt, Mr. Todd.
Maybe, but I think we ought to get to the bottom of this, find out where we're going. I don't know what you think about honor, but I'll tell you what I feel. You all know I'm a farmer. I have a neighbor, Henry Youngdahl. I do business with him. I can trust Henry's word, and that's a good thing, because when I do business with him, I'm not afraid. But ever now, I pick up a newspaper, and I see where some man whom we've elected to look after our interest is found in a shady deal. Now, I don't scare easy, but that sort of thing scares me. I don't think that any fifth column, any foreign power can do much more harm to our country than a fellow like that. And I get just as scared when I see that our boys and girls cheat.
What do you think we ought to do with them?
I don't know.
Oh, great. We'll issue a statement to the newspapers that we just don't know what to do.
I know this, Mr. Langley. We have to teach these boys and girls the value of honor. You can give a man all the learning in the world, but he isn't much good to anyone if he isn't honest.
How can you teach them honor? As a course? Applied honor? Freshman integrity?
Do you honestly think, Mr. Langley, you're going to do them any good by expelling them?
Well, I don't.
You think you're going to teach them anything if we let them get away with this?
Absolutely not. Mr. Todd, 40 students here and now who have cheated. Remember?
Yes.
What's the solution?
We have two bad choices, and we have to choose one of them. But it's no solution. If we want honor, we have to work at it every day. Honor is not served in one day any more than God is served only on Sundays.
Well, it's a question of expelling them or giving them another chance. Those are the two choices we have before us.
Good.
Oh, Harvey.
I was afraid I might be too late. Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Sit down, Harvey. You know Dean Wagner, of course. And this is Matt Matheson, the chairman of the students.
Yes, indeed. I know Matt well. How's your father, Matt?
Fine, thanks, sir.
But we missed a bit here, Harvey. We've been having a discussion.
Well, I think I have something here that will end all further discussion. Gentlemen, I was detained coming here by a delegation of students. They presented me with this, a petition, or more in the nature of an ultimatum. Read it for yourselves if you like, but the gist of it is that if we don't kick the cheaters out, we'll find ourselves with a mass resignation of the other students on our hands. The last count, there were over 1,000 names on that and other petitions like it.
Well, Dean Wagner, it looks as though the students were more jealous of the school's honor than you are.
You bet they are. They were pretty indignant, these lads. And if I'm any judge of character, they mean to keep their word on this. You know what kind of a scandal that'll be.
Gentlemen, is there any more discussion before we proceed to the balloting? Well, then, if you'll just use the pencils and papers beside you and indicate either expulsion or another examination. Dean Wagner, it is the decision of this board that those students who, upon proper investigation, are found to have cheated be expelled from this university. Having fulfilled our function, this meeting is now adjourned and this board is dismissed.
Matt, before you go, I want to say that I'm proud of the way you students stood up for your honor in this. Your father will be proud, too. The right thing isn't always the easy thing to do. I know that. But we're all proud of the stuff you showed. Give my best to your father. Goodbye.
Well, it was a good try anyway, sir. Thanks for trying to help our recommendation.
Oh, Matt, aren't you forgetting something?
Let's go.
What did they say?
All right, Sally. You'll graduate tomorrow.
Oh, man, I'm so glad. When do I have to take my exam again?
And you won't have to take it over again.
Why not?
Come on, we'll talk about it later.
What? What did they decide up there?
Well, there's a lot of pressure put on them, and the dean tried to convince them.
What? Tell me.
Oh, they decided to expel the students who cheated.
But you just said that...
I said you'd get your diploma. You won't be expelled. Come on, we'll talk about it at home.
No, I want to know now. Why won't I be expelled like the others?
Because I took your name off the list.
Well, what about the others?
What about them? It's you I'm interested in.
Well, Jim gave you my name along with everyone
I
else's.
talked to Jim last night at the hospital. He made a mistake. He took your name off. He said he made a mistake.
He didn't make a mistake.
Sally, let's not argue
cheated.
about it.
You mean all the others are going to be expelled except me?
Yes, come on.
No.
What's the matter?
Darling, you can't do this. You just can't.
It's done now. Come on.
Oh, man.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see the dean.
Why?
If you don't know why, I can't tell you why.
Sally, there's no sense in this. It's done. No one knows. Do you want to tell everyone you cheated?
Yes, it has to be that way.
Sally, I did it only for you.
We'll be back in a moment with the third act of Keep Our Honor Bright, with an all-star cast headed by Michael Higgins, Joan Potter, Larry Fletcher, and James Dean. We continue with the third act of Keep Our Honor Bright by George Roy Hill.
Oh, Matt, come here. Here you are, son. What are you doing out here? They've been looking all over for you. The exercises are going to start pretty soon, son. Don't forget you've got your speech to make.
Yeah, go in and sit down. I'll be all right.
Well, you're waiting for Sally?
I don't know where she is. I can't find her.
Well, you can get in touch with her later on, can't you, son? Please, let's go inside. Oh, this is a big moment for you, son. A lot of people in there waiting to hear you, and I want to be proud of you this afternoon.
Ed! Find out anything?
I went over to the sorority house. She left there this morning.
I know that. Anything else?
She left this for you.
Matt, come on, Matt. Things are starting in there. Let's go, old man.
You know where she went?
She didn't say. Home, I guess.
Did you check the trains?
Well, the only one she can take to get her home leaves in 10 minutes.
Well, son, what are you doing, Matt?
You can't leave. What about the speech?
Yeah, Red, you'll make a speech. I sure will.
Matt, son, come back here. You hear me?
Sally. Sally. Oh, Sally. I bet I'm an awful fool.
Matt, I thought it would be better this way.
Sally, I don't care if they expelled you 100 times. It wouldn't make any difference between us.
Are you sure?
Of course I'm sure. You believe me?
I want to believe.
Oh, don't worry, Sally. You can stay at our place for a little while. Pick up and clear out and get married.
Clear out?
We'll go somewhere, anywhere. It doesn't make any difference but away from here.
Oh, Matt, what about your father? Everything he's wanted for you, like the junior partnership. You told me you loved the business 1,000 times.
What do you want me to do?
Hey,
Here.
Matt, I can't let you go just because of something.
Sally, if we could get
I've
away to
done.
where nobody knew about this, well, people wouldn't remember it. Well, we could forget about it.
Oh. Well, you wouldn't be ashamed of me.
Sally, it's not that, you know.
Matt, please stay out. Running away wouldn't change it. If I let you give everything up here, you'd try to forget it, but you never could. And neither could I. Don't you see? We just couldn't start out this way.
Sally, people here will never forget it. They never forget things like this. They talk about it. I don't want that.
Maybe I'm a coward. And maybe it's only the cowards who get places in this world. I want to get places, and I want to be with you. Is that so wrong?
No, it's not wrong. I just can't do it, that's all. I just can't. It seemed like such a little thing when I cheated. But it wasn't. I found that out when I saw that you had tried to cheat, too. I saw how awful it was. Oh, I can't give everything up here. I just couldn't live it. Couldn't live with you.
Sally, take a later train. Don't go now, please.
Better hurry, miss. Train don't stop in the station but a minute.
Doesn't make any difference. I'd rather go now.
Sally, I love you.
Bye.
Matt, son. I'm sorry, son. Perhaps you won't believe this now, but you'll get over it. The world goes on, and you're still young. Look, you know, I still think your time to make your speech. Everybody's waiting for it. Of course, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to, but I still think you could. And you really wouldn't want to disappoint them. Or me, would you?
All right, Dad.
Good boy, son. Come on.
Now, the one who will be remembered in the Athletic Hall of Fame for many years to come. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for our commencement address by one of the outstanding students of the graduating class, winner of the Hornsby Award for Scholarship, as well as the Pullum Prize for Service to the University by an undergraduate, it gives me great pleasure to present the diploma of our university to Matt Matthews.
Dean Wagner, members of the faculty, fellow students, guests, I'm very grateful for the honor of addressing you here today. This is an important moment for all of us. We have finished one part of our lives and stand upon the threshold of another, more important part. I'm proud of... I'm sorry. I had thought that this would be the proudest moment of my life. Instead, I'm ashamed, more ashamed than I've ever been. There's been a scandal here. Several of the students in our class were caught cheating. We all voted to kick them out, brand them as cheats. Maybe that was the realest of course. Maybe that was right. Maybe they even deserved it. But in my heart, I can't be glad that we did it. I don't know what we should have done to keep the honor and the integrity of the school and of the students. But I know what I must do to keep my own. Now, I cheated. I tried to remove the name of one I wanted to protect from the list of cheaters. By doing that, I cheated just as surely as the others. You can't gain anything by cheating. I know that now. That's all I have to say. Except, I don't deserve this diploma any more than the others who cheated. I think it's only right that my name be written alongside theirs.
Matt, where are you going?
What do you think?
Here, take my car. It's kind of beat up, but it'll take you where you're going.
Thanks, Ed.
Matt, bring her back here.
I will.
Kraft Television Theater has just presented Keep Our Honor Bright by George Roy Hill. We hope you've enjoyed our players and our plays. And now the cast in tonight's production. Larry Fletcher played in the Kraft production of The Grass Harp and was featured here in The Die Hard. A long list of his Broadway credits include The Silver Whistle, Allegro, and The Male Animal. In the role of Sally in this evening's play, Joan Potter is making her initial appearance in the Kraft Television Theater. And heading our cast tonight is Michael Higgins in his first performance on the Kraft Television Theater. On Broadway, Mr. Higgins appeared in Catherine Cornell's Antigone and Candida and in Olivia de Havilland's production of Romeo and Juliet. This is Ed Hurley speaking and inviting you to be with us for 2 fine plays each week, all year long. Tomorrow night, on another network, Kraft will present its 334th production, Johnny Came Home by Frank D. Gilroy. It's about a young hero who comes home from Korea to face a pre-war warrant for his arrest. Next week, at this same hour, on Wednesday evening, we will present The Picket Fence by George Lothar. It's a story that grows out of the difficulty that one generation in the family